Hello, and welcome back to Terraria. Guys, I'm just going to show you a very quick tutorial on how to build a Hellevator. So, when you build a Hellevator, you're going to want to have higher end technology in the game, and you definitely will need actually the mining helmet, which I forgot to equip. And basically you need to just simply dig a 2-block wide hole. Now, preferably by this point in the game when you are building your Hellevator, you will have later stage equipment including a grappling hook or ivy whip, as well as the mining helmet, stronger armor, and a higher level pickaxe. Issues such as falling through holes, like I just did, can be mitigated by items from the floating islands, such as the Lucky Horseshoe. If you don't have the item, you just have to be more careful. Simply, when you reach a ledge where there isn't something directly beneath you, throw a torch or a glow stick or a flaming arrow beneath you and see what you find. Digging straight down like this can be tedious, and it can be hard to get back up. Especially if you don't have a magic mirror, which allows you to instantly return to the top. Now, you have an issue of water here. Obviously, if you keep digging down, water is just going to fill up the thing, and you're moving more slowly, and you're going to drown. So, how to combat that? What I like to do is simply fill up the watery area with dirt. Now, this goldfish is causing us a problem, and I don't know if I can kill him. And I don't have any sand. So, we might just have to dig with a little bit of water in here. But that's okay. The point nonetheless remains that the best way to get rid of the water is simply to fill it in with, oh, and this is not terribly great. So, to fill it in with another block. Now, when you have a fairly large area of water like that, it's easier, rather than filling up the entire area, it's easier to simply fence off. And one issue when you're digging the Hellevator will be enemies, which fortunately are less of an issue once you have higher level tools and weapons. But so essentially you just keep digging straight down. And there, again, are a few issues you'll run into, such as these water pockets and enemies. The hardest thing to deal with, though, is obsidian and lava, because until you have the nightmare pickaxe, you will not be able to mine obsidian, and lava obviously will kill you very easily unless you have iron skin potions. So, the best way, in my opinion, to deal with that is simply to either dig around the things you run into, or preferably to drain the lava by use of another pocket. Usually you actually have to break through, though, to do that. So, for example, if I were to run into lava, which we probably will actually fairly soon, then what I would do is to dig around it and continue down until we reach the Hell World, and then drain whatever lava pockets are in your direct fall path. And by doing that, you can make a straight shot down. Now, see, this is where you have to be careful. The fall that I just took, if I didn't have a Lucky Horseshoe, would have done significant damage to me. And as such, again, just as a word of advice, you gotta be careful. Because when you are falling down in the game, you don't know what you're running into until, well, really until you run into it. One thing you might also want to have is plenty of torches. That can be an issue. And when you're building your Hellevator, you're going to want to... And see, this is the part about building a Hellevator that can be really annoying, which is you have these enemies come in and they just knock you around, and even if they don't do that much damage to you, they're really annoying and obnoxious, and it's preferable to get past them. So you can see sort of the basic techniques. One thing that's actually really nice to have is a depth meter. I forgot to show that earlier. So right now we're 278 feet below. What that means is we are 280 now feet below the level at which, sea level is. Now, in the corner here you can see the underground jungle. The underground jungle is a very dangerous place for beginning players, but if you're building a Hellevator going down to the Hell World, you probably have already explored the underground jungle, or at least have gone a little bit into it. So it's not such a huge deal. So yeah, it's pretty basic. And oh, there is some gold there. I'm going to skip that for right now, just because I want to keep this video as short as possible. For those of you who are watching simply for tutorial purposes, although I will use this time right now to plug in a quick advertisement for my Let's Play series. I've been doing a Let's Play of Terraria, and as you can see, I'm fairly far into the game based on the items I have with me. Now here is where it can get tricky though, because enemies like this man-eater over here can do significant damage to me, so I'm just going to have to get past him very quickly. Unfortunately, their range is pretty limited. If you haven't made it this far in the game yet, don't worry. It is a lot of fun. It really is a great game. So I would encourage you all greatly just to keep going as best as you can, and explore the whatever places you find. You know, there's some great things in here. Although it can be really challenging with some of these enemies are pretty mean. They're really mean. And as you can see, digging a Hellevator can take a long time. Right now we're only 600 feet below. I believe in this world, which is a small world, the Hell World is located at about, I think 1,000 feet below? Maybe lower. And as you can see with this, I'm sort of just ignoring these enemies. They're doing me a significant amount of damage, but I don't have that much money on me, so if I die, it's not a huge deal. And so that's one thing I would highly recommend. If you're digging a Hellevator, don't carry any cash with you, because if you die, it's not so great. Likewise, I would also say have a magic mirror with you, because if you get stuck down here, getting back to the top is no fun. Now right now, I know I could get rid of the water, but I'm actually using it to shield me from this bat. Oh dear. Oh, this might be bad. Okay. So, right there, guys, that was bad planning on my part. Use that as a good example of what not to do. The thing to do is to shield yourself from these enemies by using a dirt block like this. Now you might be saying, why is he locking himself in? Well, I just created an artificial air pocket, which I will use to continue my digging. And that water there actually will serve a good purpose for breaking your fall if you don't have a lucky horseshoe. Although what I'm going to use it for is simply to have it there temporarily until I can drain things. So now that I've broken into this little area right here, I can simply dig away that and drain all of this water out of my way. And note that I spared a lot of the water by having these dirt blocks up here, so that the area below me isn't like completely destroyed. And there is some treasure right there, so I'm going to mark where I landed, and then I'm going to go see what's in that treasure chest. I can skip the gold, guys, but treasure chest, especially in one of these mushroom fields, is just too good to resist. So we found a magic mirror and some potions, some dynamite. Nothing phenomenal to write home about, but fun stuff nonetheless, and useful tools, especially if you're a beginning player. Actually, one case in which digging a Hellevator would be good for a beginning player is in order just to get some awesome equipment. A lot of times by digging a Hellevator you can find things that you wouldn't otherwise find at that early of a level. Now that, and you see, just digging straight down, I found both of these chests. In fact, I have so much treasure now that I don't actually have enough room for all of it. And that's one issue too, is it's better to have empty inventory when you're digging down like this, just because you're going to fill up so much space with all of these blocks that you inevitably pick up. It's just much better to not have too terribly much on you. That way, when you do find treasure chests like that, you won't have the issue that I just had of not having any room for said treasure. So again, it's a pretty basic, technique in the game. Building a Hellevator is really useful, though, for really any player trying to get started with the deep underground excavation. Because the fact of the matter is, getting to the Hell World is really tough, especially by using the regular. And here are some diamonds, and I'm going to drop some acorns because I do not need those. And I do need the diamonds because they're worth a lot and they're also useful. But back to digging now, you'll notice that there's some lava next to me, and so we're at the point where we're getting to the real obstacles, which is, of course, the lava. So, again, fortunately that lava wasn't directly on our path, but when you're making a Hellevator, you want to be as much of a straight shot as possible, because that just makes things easier for getting to the Hell World. One thing that I would highly also recommend is having an obsidian skull, if you can get one. This is before you try to enter the Hell World, because the blocks in the Hell World, the Hellstone blocks that is, are really hot. And so without an obsidian skull, they actually do damage to you just by touching them, which, is less than optimal. Alright, and so we continue our descent. And you can see as the number of lava pockets increase, that indicates the fact that we are getting much, much closer. We're at, I guess, 1,200 feet below sea level. And again, this is on a small map. On a large size map, the Hell World, I believe in my other world, is at 3,300 feet below. Meaning that it's a long way down and takes a really long time to get down there. So obviously, if making a video of digging a Hellevator in a small world takes this long, imagine I think it takes about probably 10 to 20 minutes just to get down to the Hell World on your first dig for the larger maps, that is. So again, we've been pretty lucky so far, though we haven't run into any lava, and lo and behold, the second I say that, we run into lava. That being said, we're actually in the Hell World. We actually got really fortunate here and landed on a ledge. And so I'm going to leave this as is, but we have reached the Hell World. That being said, I don't want to die, so I'm going to head back home to this side area here. And voila, we now have a Hellevator. And I was actually building all of that a little bit away from my my home base, not that far. You can build a bed later to reset your home spawn point, I think, or at least to your teleport point. But oh, by the way, the first house you build goes to the guide, which kind of sucks. Anyways, though, we do have the Hellevator now, and just to show off that it will function, you simply go straight down, and having, again, the Lucky Horseshoe means that you don't have to worry. So if you can't get the Lucky Horseshoe, what I would do is drain some water towards the bottom of the shaft that you've built, and that way you'll land in water, say right about there. I think water, once it enters the Hell World, evaporates. But if you build, if you just fill in blocks right here and here, I apologize for that, that's my dog. Here and here, well, you get the idea. I'm going to see what my dog is barking at. Until next time, guys, take care, and don't forget to check out my Let's Play videos later.